Are you hurt? Did you get shot? They ask. I'm looking at everyone, but their faces are fuzzy. I hear them, but I don't. I just keep staring at Aspen. They're looking for a pulse now, and I see one of them shake their head no. I just stare. The female officer sits next to me. I'm sorry, sweetie. I take a deep sigh and I look at her. I know my face has no expression because I don't have one to give. I look away from her and back at Aspen. They're taking out the sheet to place over her, and the cops are setting up yellow tape. There is only me, Aspen, and a bunch of NYPD officers with EMS. Is she hurt? The EMT asks. She doesn't look it. I don't think this is her blood, the female officer says. I look down and there is blood splatter on me. I take a deep sigh. Can we examine you, please? I hear. I turn my head and my vision is less fuzzy now. The EMT worker is a young Spanish female. She looks no older than about 25. Are you hurt? No, I say in a low tone. She checks me over briefly and tells me they would suggest I go to the hospital because I'm in shock. I don't reply. We need to contact someone for you, the officer says. I turn my head toward her in a daze-like motion. Okay, I reply lowly. What's your name? She asks. Summer, I reply. Summer what? I see her take out her notepad. I didn't see anything, I say a bit louder. She looks up at me. We can protect you, Summer. Protect me? How? I don't even know why this happened. Protect me from who? The killer left me alive, and I know him. He knows where my grandma lives too. Protect me? I just want to go home, please. I say and turn my head back to look at Aspen under the sheet. The officer sighs and starts to speak again, and another officer intervenes. Officer Miller, let me talk to you quickly. She looks at me and gets up to go toward the officer. I overhear the officer telling her not to pressure me, just to give me the card of the detective that's working the case. She comes back and sits down. Summer, if you want to talk, I'm going to give you a card of our detective handling the case. I will need to call your parents, and the detective will personally take you home, okay? She had a very soothing tone. I'd feel calm talking to her about anything but this. I overhear another officer telling them they should get me out of the crime scene. Do you live over here? Officer Miller asks. I shake my head no. Summer, she says. I turn my head toward her. She's quite pretty. She looks young, maybe 30, and her skin is flawless. She has a light brown complexion. She had big, deep brown eyes with the fullest lashes. Her eyebrows are so full, but they are well manicured. Summer, she says again. Huh? Sorry, I say in a low tone. No, baby, don't be sorry. Do you think you could walk to my car? Yeah, I say, and I start to stand up. The medical examiner came and lifted the sheet, and I sit back down. Can we wait until I leave the scene, please? A detective shouts, sounding annoyed. She was dressed in a neatly fitted pantsuit with low-inch heels on. Everyone jumps, and they recover Aspen. She sits next to me in silence for a few minutes more. You ready, sweetie? I'm Detective Grove. I'm going to drive you home. I take a deep breath and nod my head. I stand up slowly and I wait for her to start walking so I can follow. As we walk out of the food court, it's a ghost town in this mall. You can hear a pin drop. She doesn't say anything for most of our walk. I know the questions aren't over. How could they be? As we approach the car, she opens the passenger door for me. You can ride in the front. I look at her, but I stay quiet. I get in and she closes the door. I put my seatbelt on and take another deep breath. She gets in on the driver's side and closes her door and starts the car. As she starts to reverse the car, she asks, "So where am I going?" "Parsons and Jewel Avenue." I reply in a dry tone. "Oh, I used to work at that precinct when I first started my career." I look at her, but I stay quiet and know she's trying to small talk me to build rapport. We drive in silence for a few seconds. "Summer, I know you may be scared," she starts, then she pauses for a few seconds. "I just want to find who killed your friend." I stay quiet and stare out the window. "Do you know what happened?" "No," I reply as I stare out the window. "Okay," she says. We drive the rest of the way in silence. When we pull up in front of the building, she breaks the ice. "I have to come talk to your mom." "I know." I open the door and get out of the car. She left the car double parked, so I assume she doesn't plan on staying long. She put some kind of paper in the window. Normally, I'd be a little nosy, but I can't find the strength right now. The walk to the building door seems so long, when in reality, it was under a minute away from the street. I put my hand in my pocket to pull out my keys. The weather was actually decent today. More warm days than cold since spring is around the corner. March will never be the same, at least not for now. I unlock the door and Detective Groves follows behind me, still quiet. We get to the apartment door. I hear my siblings from the hallway and start to unlock the door. I take a deep breath and walk in. My mother was in the kitchen on the phone. She turns her head and sees my face. She looks confused. "Let me call you back," she says into the receiver and hangs up. "Summer, what?" "Hi, I'm Detective Grove," the detective says from outside the door. "Come in," my mother says while staring at me in a confused fashion. She isn't in trouble. Something happened at the mall today and she's been through something today I don't wish on any child. "What happened? Whose blood is this?" my mother says in an excited, nervous tone. I guess she is fully focused on everything. Her friend was shot in the head at the mall today. We aren't sure why or what happened yet, but my team is processing this. Summer is a vital witness. My mother looks between myself and the detective a few times, looking for a reaction or an expression. I just look off into a daze. I turn toward them. "Can I go to my room?" "Yes," my mother says without hesitation. I turn and walk toward my room. I close my door and then hear them start to talk, trying to speak low, but there's no TV on in my room. So I hear some things, but I'm also not trying to hear anything. I start to take my clothing off and leave it on a pile on the floor. I don't know what to do with this stuff. I don't know how to process anything right now. I turn my light off and just lay down in my bed. Maybe if I go to sleep, this will all be over. A few moments later, I hear a knock at the door. I know it's my mother. "Yes, Mom," I say through the door. She opens the door. "Do you want to talk?" She has the most concerning tone I've ever heard her use with me. "No." She doesn't say anything for a few seconds. "Did you see anything?" "I just saw Aspen drop. I didn't see who did it. I don't know why," I say in a spaced out tone. "Okay." My mother still doesn't move from the doorway just yet. "If you want to talk about it, I am here. The detective wants to talk to you at the station for an official statement. I have to bring you sooner than later for their case. Okay? Can they just talk to me here? I don't have any information for them." "I will find out, okay?" "Okay." She closes my door slowly. Eventually, I fall asleep, and thankfully, no nightmares. I do anticipate they may happen. The next morning, I wake up and go to the bathroom to take a shower. Sharif looks nervous to speak, which is unlike him. Hey, Raindrop. Hey. He walks towards me and hugs me. I didn't hug him back. I will stand here until I feel your hug. I laugh lightly and hug him back. Are you okay? He asks. I will be. I know, but are you okay now? He is still holding me in the hug. I don't know. Is it still real? Yes, baby. I just sigh. I feel a few tears come down. I guess this shock is wearing off. He holds me for a few seconds longer before I ask to be let go so I can use the bathroom. When I get back in my room, my mom knocks again to tell me the detective is coming to take a statement in about an hour. I nod my head. I need to call her parents. I need to call Ace. I need to tell Ace in person, but my mother's going to think something if I want to go outside. Maybe I'll just tell her I need some air after the detective leaves. I dial Ace's house. It's early enough. I hope he's home. He picks up on the first ring. Summer? He says into the receiver. Forgot about caller ID. Yes. He lets out a sigh of relief. Can you come outside? After the detective leaves, I can try. She's coming in about an hour. I'll be at the corner. If you can come out, he says. Okay. We hang up. I swallow really hard before pressing the talk button again on the cordless phone to dial Aspen's house. I don't know what to say, but I start dialing. The phone rings almost to the point of me thinking no one is home before they answer. Hello? Her dad answers. Carl? I start. Summer, thank God you're okay. What happened at the mall? He sounds concerned but even tempered. I don't know, I reply with a shaky voice. I really don't know what happened. It's okay, Summer. It's okay, he says with a caring dad tone. I'm glad you're okay. I just wanted to. I start and take a deep breath. I just wanted to say I'm really sorry for your loss. I appreciate that. There's a silence between us, and just as I was about to excuse myself, he spoke again. Summer, please don't be distant with us. I know you are young and have a life, but we truly love you. We didn't know you long, but you have forever extended parents. Okay? Okay, I say, trying to fight the tears. We hang up, and not too long after, my mother knocks that the detective is here. It's been an hour already? I take a deep breath and I walk out of my room toward the living room. She is standing in the middle of the living room next to the coffee table. Never paid attention to her when she drove me home. The detective looks about 50 to 55 years old. She looks like she could be mixed with black and white. Her complexion looks like light and sweet coffee. She has dark brown hair with blonde highlights pulled into a ponytail. She has some wavy pieces in the ponytail. Looks like she has curly hair that she straightens. She has almond-shaped light brown eyes. She has on an all-black pantsuit with her badge clipped to her hip. My mother mutes the TV when I walk into the living room. We had a dusty rose-colored carpet with a black entertainment center along the wall furthest away from where you walk into the living room. I look between the couch and the love seat. I'm not sure where to sit. Hello, Summer. Hi. I reply shyly. My mother motions for me to sit next to her. Both couches were black, but she's sitting on the love seat. She motioned for the detective to sit on the couch. Sharif walks into the living room just as the detective is sitting, and he is holding Chandel. He stands in a place where he can see everyone, but doesn't sit. The detective takes out a pocket recorder and presses a button on it before placing it next to her on the couch. So basically, this would be an official statement. Your parents are here since you are a minor just to ensure I am not coercing or forcing any kind of statement or information on you. I nod my head in acknowledgement to the statement she made. My name is Detective Grove. I am investigating the homicide that happened, which we believe you may have witnessed. I sigh as she finished speaking. I will not force you to talk. If it's too much, we will stop. However, the more information you give, the further I can try to put together what happened and find who did this. I nod again. I just want to be done with this and her not to come back. Yesterday, what was the plan with you and Aspen? She asked. Just to go to the mall. She just wanted to go shopping. I keep it very short. Was there an argument in the mall? Yeah, but not involving us, just at the food court. Did you see anyone you may recognize? I shake my head no. I need you to speak your reply, Summer. No, I reply, sounding agitated. Did you see who was arguing? No. Can you explain the argument, please? We just heard the commotion. We started to get up and leave. Someone started fighting. Then there were chairs being thrown. Next thing I know, I hear gunshots, but it was so close, I felt death. And then Aspen was on the ground. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. There is a hesitation in the room for anyone to speak. Then everyone was running, but I couldn't move, so I just sat on the floor. I continue and open my eyes. I hear Sharif take a deep breath in disbelief. My mother is just looking at my facial expressions. I never had any intention on telling the police it was Jay. From the minute it happened, I don't know why. I'm sure if I tell Ace, they're going to make sure something happens to him. Does more bloodshed make this equal? I am not sure why Aspen is involved in this, but he wanted Clue to know. So that's on him to deal with the repercussions. He made a conscious decision to shoot Aspen and leave me alive. That alone is still bothering me. I could have been next to her. They could have been talking to both our parents. And here I am, not supplying them with the lead. Jay will be dealt with, I'm sure, just by another judge and jury.